did have a good lunch. It was leftovers, but, I mean, it was flank steak, you know? Flank steak is always welcome. Is that? Hey, Arpa Speed. Hey, Loke. Hey, Django. Hey, Sakage. Hi, DJ T. Excuse me. So yeah, Kronos and Zeus on the bells. Yeah, exactly. Good food is good food. That's just how that works. Dude just does it. Alright, whatever. Down we go. So I have to move it first. Can I... Oh, I can. I do that yet. Hi, Act. Hi, DJT. Hello. Did I already say hello? Well, screw you. You're getting 2 highs. Only 2, though. Try again. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Oh, that's interesting. Where am I? Takes way too long to get off that chain. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna give up on that. I'm gonna give up on that. I guess I could do that. Fine, fine, I won't give up on it. Fine, fine. Hello? Hello? Oh my god! Go up! Okay, okay, that is weird. Let's try that again. Because, what the frack? There we go. Now, can I have my camera back so I can tell what I'm doing? No, that's okay. I'll make it work. These are decent sized chests too. That's 3,000 orbs right there. Whoop. Hi, Dr. Winter. Hi, Ross. Hi, Doom Rider. Now we'd probably update the Quake, or you know what. Making me question. Yeah, the spear's already at max. Out myself. Pretty much a Tuesday for me. Always questioning. I absolutely do not remember how to. going off of as if I was doing it for the first time. I mean, think about the symbolism for a second. Kronos and Zeus defeat the Fates. Why do you think the Fates had them fighting each other? There's a weirdly interesting undercurrent plot to this game we haven't really talked about. Because it's almost a spoiler. It's just funny because even though the main plot of this game is interesting and engaging and background, it doesn't really have much of an impact on anything other than setting into a event all the or setting into motion all the events of the games. If I asked you who's the villain of this game, you'd probably say Zeus or Kratos, and you'd be wrong on both accounts. It's the Fates. Remember earlier? There was even a thing. Kronos gives this giant gift to the Fates in hopes that they will spare him. Didn't work. Yeah, the Fates are just completely typical aristocratic, we do whatever we want because we can kind of a thing. It's one of the reasons why they are functionally the last boss of the game, even though there is a fight after them. What do the Fates stand to win? You're joking, right? Ah, looks like it didn't. That's a shame. The Fates are on charge of the pantheons, plural, of the Greek area. So they don't really stand to win anything so much as the fact that they're on top. They won. Past tense. So what they're doing is they're staying on top. That's their goal. Why do they turn Kronos and Zeus on each other? Because that way they can never challenge them. Why do they do everything they can in order to remove Kratos from the board? So that he's no threat to them. Yeah, their goal is to continue to sit on the throne that they won long ago. This is odd. I'm gonna have to change this. Yeah, and again, very Greek, very classic tragedy, the very actions they take are exactly what lead to their downfall. Go figure. Oh, that's awful. Let's try something else. Let's try that one. Is there a Krennic in God of War? Hercules might qualify, but we'll get to him in the third game. No, Pika, I'm ignoring it completely because I am pure evil. You don't have to ask each time, dude. You do that a lot. What I'm doing right now is I'm trying to figure out a way to normalize the text to be in a format where I can read it a little bit easier. But the answer to your question is absolutely not no. As a reminder, Sundays are now the no streaming day, so I will absolutely not be restreaming that. If for no other reason than the fact that it's on a Sunday. I don't know. By the way, Loke asks if we were to fight Skilla. I don't actually remember. That might be in the PSP games. But I have no memory of that, so I'm going to go with I don't know. Notice all the threads all over the place. So this fight sucks on harder difficulties.
been expecting you.
Out of my way.
Your resolve is admirable, even if it is misguided. None can change their destiny, Kratos. We sisters determine the fate of all. It was I who deemed that the Titans lose the Great War, and I who have allowed you to come this far. It is not your destiny to kill Zeus.
You no longer control my destiny.
I see Gaia has filled you with her lies.
I have warned you. Let me pass.
You have always amused us, Kratos. But know this, mortal. There is no power greater than the Sisters of Fate. If you challenge us, you will die.
I mean, that says it all right there. There's no power greater than the Sisters of Fate. What more do I need to add to that? Yeah, no, this boss fight's great. It's just mean on Titan difficulty. There's no room for error. Hey, Dream Whisperer. There we go.
You do not defy fate, Kratos! For we have woven the events of your life.
So we haven't actually seen the second sister yet.
And now,
That's her.
life is at an end. We
Remember this?
destiny, foolish mortal!
So that first phase can be mean, but this phase is rough.
Life! Or allow you to live.
By the way, this is part of why I call this the actual final boss. Even though there's plenty of stuff after this.
Stand on, delivered your victory against Ares. Without it, you will be the one who dies this day, not Ares. We can change your past and set your future. This is the power of the Fates!
There we go. Gotta get right on the edge for that. You can probably see how this fight is much meaner. Between the ads and the much tighter timing on the volleyball. Tennis, or whatever that's probably called. Yeah, I don't think the sisters have any idea what they're playing with. The sisters have also been in charge of everything for literally millennia. Like I said, they're on the top of the heap. Remember, the Titans and the gods both bowed to the sisters. Well, if you pay attention, Hyperspeed Folklore, the only real mover and shaker of the demigods in this particular setup is us. Like, we've encountered a couple of the other demigods, and we'll see another one in the third game. At least one that I know of. They don't fare as well as we do. Come on. Honestly, probably yeah, Mr. Red. Unless you count Odin. Or, you know, Zeus. Or Hades.
I'm through playing games with you, Kratos. This power was never meant for a mortal like you!
So now, kind of a combo deal. Much of the same mechanics of the first phase. And the second phase, all in one. That's an interesting statement, Hyperspeed Folklore. The true answer is, I don't know. But it's interesting you presume there's a betrayal involved. Because we know the Fates were active and powerful before there were gods. They come across as the equivalent of primordials in my estimation. Come on. I thought... Okay. Thought I broke the mirror. Well, the Titans tried to bribe the Fates. I don't know if I'd call it trust. There we go. We've now accomplished 1/3 of this fight. Or this phase, rather. I screwed up twice in a row. Wasn't sure what I was doing. I was animation locked on that one. Yeah, I would say the Titans aren't really weaker or stronger than the gods in this setting. Just different. Bigger. But that's it. Playing anymore. Okay. I can do that. And then we... Great. 2 down. Great boss fight. I love that boss fight. I mean, it'll get flagged, Mr. Red, but it shouldn't be blocked. I can't believe nobody noticed. Alright, whatever. Since I'm now actually changing it, let's go and go to something a little bit more reasonable. Yeah, ironically, I don't mind, but it really feels like they could have just ended the game kind of here, and it would have been fine. Of course, they were setting up for, you know, the next game. So I suppose that was the logic. I don't remember what colors I was using. Whatever, we'll go with this. No. Come on. Not you. Stop that. Stop that. Gotta fix all this now. There we go. There's actually another puzzle boss coming up. I don't like it as much as the Kraken, and I don't just mean for that reason. I feel mechanically it's not as interesting, but it's still good. It's just, you know... We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Maybe it's a bit too much. Oh, that's worse. I mean, as with most analysis, I could be 100% wrong, DJT, so shrug. That is, of course, how I'm going to talk about it in the room, because that is my analysis, but... There's also something appropriately amusing about the fact that the Fates end up ultimately being little more than just a stepping stone on the way to our revenge to Zeus, despite being, debatably, behind everything. The all-consuming struggle between Titans and Olympians rages on. One thing I will say, and I don't think this is debatable, the Fates definitely benefit from the Titans and the gods fighting each other, rather than them. A lone soul surveys the wake of carnage that surrounds him. And, yeah, for some reason, 3 travelers head to an unknown destiny. I have no idea why that one's in this, but whatever. As weird as it sounds, I actually really enjoy the overall... I guess the theme? I'm not sure what to call that. Of... You pissed one person off enough, and now they're just ruining everything. They're just ruining everything. There's something I like to say, and something that shows up a lot in fiction, because it has to, because there's no such concept in real life, is political power will never defend you against one person you've pissed off enough. All it takes is one guy with a gun. It doesn't matter how many pieces of you have in place, how many systems, how many threats, or loyal people, or money, or whatever. Because that one guy with a gun is the end of you. Okay, I apparently can't do either of these. Whatever. And I just... This happened in GTA 5 as well. Trevor has a whole speech about it when he kills the extremely wealthy and powerful dude. Yeah, but it's not letting me use the wing. That's why I'm confused by this. I hope this isn't another one of them. Okay, so that's fine. Let's try just this. Whoop. Of course not. Exactly, Blade Topol. That's exactly right. Yeah, it is absolutely not letting me. Alright, one more try on the other thing, and then I'm going to give up on these. I don't really need upgrades at this point, although there is one last section that I'm kind of worried about. Hey, it actually worked! Holy crap. I also have to admit... I mean, yeah, it's exactly right, Sakage. I have to admit, I tend to enjoy that type of story in general. Anybody ever read Girl Genius? It's a comic/webcomic. In the backstory for the entire setting, this isn't spoiled, it's backstory. There's this one particular spark, a genius within the confines of the setting, effectively a PC, who just really got sick of everything. The Baron. He doesn't play the game. And he has to deal with everyone constantly trying to usurp, or deal with, or oppose him, whatever. And he consistently curb stomps him because, well, he's the PC. But the reason I bring this up is because it's the same type of thing. Everyone and everything just pissed him off so much that he refused to play the game anymore. He just said, no, 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 no. We're doing it my way now. There's actually a line much later in the comics run where someone mentions that Klaus, that's the Baron, was an idiot for not playing the game, because if he had, everyone would have bowed to him.
My friends, that all life is born. You must not tamper with destiny, Kratos. You will destroy everything.
But the thing is, that person saying that never understood the point. Because like Sakage said, you piss us off enough, we don't give a damn anymore. So anyways, there's Clotho. I believe this is our final, viewer discretion warning. Clotho's naked, of course. So PG-13 warning. Also, this gauntlet right here was the hardest part of the Titan playthrough for me. No joke. Speaking of which... This is a straight-up gauntlet, too. It's Rama trying desperately to get me killed. Thank you, Rama. So here's my rumination on Morbius. This movie sucks. Alright, so... I'll put that towards Metal Gear... Hold on. Okay, yes. It is technically Metal Gear Rising, but I'm going to write that down as Metal Gear Revengeance, because I remember it better that way. And thank you, Baron, very much. Not that Baron, the other Baron. I'll put that towards Kirby. Okay. Stuck in the corner here. Oh my god, there we go. Oh, we're not actually to the really mean stuff yet. This just keeps getting worse.
Fuel your blades, Kratos.
Laura's successfully blocked. Thank you very much. Although it was hard when I was in the corner, but I did get a couple blocks in there. Round 2. Fight! I am the god of not looking. That would be my pantheon. It's a very small pantheon. Most people don't live very long in it. So these right here are the worst. Sirens plus Medusas. I didn't know that would break the stone. Holy crap. This is mean right here. No, no, no. So, that's one of the things you can do. I don't know if you saw me pull that off successfully there. I'm not going to try for that again, though. I'm really low on health. Holy crap. Nope, dead. Ooh. And yeah, we're well over back here.
It is through my threads that all life is born. You must not tamper with destiny, Kratos. You will destroy everything.
Try not to put baby in a corner this time. Might help a little. You can also mess with the walls a bit to give yourself a bit of a breathing room, like I just did. I forget the specific setup, but something in the Medusa section gets you in the air. I don't remember what does it. The reason that's relevant, if you get stoned in the air, you die. Instantly. By the way, that applies to them, too, if you can manage it. So if you do something like this, don't do something like that. You'll notice I'm using the frickin' spear primarily, and there's a reason for that. That, and I'm getting a little bit of mana back too as I do it. So. That. Oh yeah, I should probably mention this is also a bit of a flashing lights warning for anybody with photosensitivity. I do apologize for not saying that earlier. Just go for a minute. Hey, Grand Spectre. I really do need that mana, though. Damn it! Give me that mana. Give me that mana! By the way, notice both of these enemies do actually give mana if you manage their circle attacks. Interesting to think about. More fuel to the fire that this is actually well designed instead of bullcrap. The Medusas, no question. I have too many bad memories of the Medusas in Titan difficulty. Here. We'll save that one down there for later. Because, yeah, you thought we were done? No, 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 no. This is actually a breather round, believe it or not. And yeah, we're obviously not playing Titan difficulty now. But this is one of a very small number of games I have bothered to beat on hardest difficulty. Just because I enjoyed the game enough to, you know, want to do that. Gameplay-wise. Which is funny, because the difficulty in this game actually sucks. But, you know, whatever. Hey, Alex. Yep. It's straight up, they do more damage, and you do less damage. Nothing else. Damn shame. So much of the rest of this game is very well designed. Gameplay-wise. Yeah, this is... So we've got this, we've got the Clotho puzzle fight, and then we've got the actual last boss, and that's kind of it. We're actually making much better pace than I thought we would be. And I can prove I haven't been rushing because I keep screwing up. I'm getting stuck on sections, and looking for bonus stuff. Yeah, if you... So, this corridor kinda sucks. I don't think there's any mid-mission checkpoints in this corridor. A lot of ways to recover, but no way to restart. Honestly, that might be negative-worthy by itself. This is a long gauntlet. We're just now reaching the end of it. It's up in front of the doors up here. It's a shame of it, too, because God of War 4 actually does have proper difficulty design. Although, that game has its own host of issues we won't talk about. Yeah, gotta have the guys you can't block anymore while fighting people you're supposed to block while in tight corners. Yeah, I've kind of been saving a little bit of mana for this section because we're just gonna nope our way out of this entire area. What, you thought you were done? Don't be ridiculous. Alright, let's get over here. Let's reposition a little bit. Now remember, there are 2 boss fights after this. Just the 2. This is ironically good encounter design, but the lack of mid-mission checkpointing is not great. I used to understand the purpose of gauntlets in game design, but the older I get and the more I study game design, the less I'm in favor of the gauntlet concept. We'll talk about that when we get to WoW, of all things. Because WoW used to use gauntlet game design, and they stopped. For almost the same reason I tend to, you know, that I just mentioned. I think that's it. And it is. Oh my god. Ooh, okay. Oh. Mm. Oh, look, there's a picture of Clotho. Actually, I think that's supposed to be, the middle sister. Atropos, thank you. Her damn name. The middle sister! The one we only see, like, once. Ever. Well, okay, there's the statue of her, and then there's that. So, 3 times total. Okay, let's do this. Listen, Atropos, you're already dead, so piss off, huh?
Clotho weaves the thread of life for every mortal.
Oh yeah, final PG-13 warning.
Find your thread, and you will be able to control the mirrors of the fates, the source of their power, and use them as a gateway to return to the time when Zeus betrayed you.
I agree with that. Halo Reach had a good gauntlet.
You were not meant to travel through the mirrors of destiny. You are meddling with powers you do not understand.
Let me move. Jesus. Not quite the final boss. We got 2 after this. Well, 2 counting this. Oh no, this is definitely a usage. There's actually a term for that. I think it's called fan disservice. When you use nudity as a way to gross out the audience rather than to entice them. That's definitely Clotho here. The lore implications of this place are fascinating, though, I will admit. It is implied, although of course never stated outright, that this thing, this loom that she's working on, is kind of the source. I thought I couldn't do it yet. Alright, whatever. I believe you. I believe you. Is the source of the Fate's power, really. The fact that she has access to this and operates in blah, 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 blah. Uses it to control the pantheons. Oh, I was thinking 2 steps ahead again, Django. I was thinking of a couple floors up. We'll have to deal with that, won't we? Yeah, I'll go and grab along here. Yeah, she's also a prisoner of fate in the most literal sense of the word. Now, this is 100% headcanon at this point, but I always got the mental impression that Laxis, the beautiful one, was the one who was always the face and kind of forced the other 2 into the background. You notice we see Laxis more than the other 2 combined. Atropos only shows up briefly, and Clotho only shows up right at the end. Now, whether that's mutual or not, that's up to you. But I admit, I like the idea... Whoa, hello. I like the idea that I get back up here. That Laxis, who is a horrific and evil individual, was essentially forcing her sisters into the background. You know, against their will kind of a deal. It also very much fits a very common thing in all of fiction, which is beautiful on the outside, ugly on the inside. That is some intense rain, my goodness. I wouldn't call Clotho good, because she's kind of the one actually doing all this stuff. Let me try to phrase this a little bit differently. In a D&D party, you've usually got 3 general archetypes, right? Why did I fall? Why did I fall? You've got the talker, you've got the workhorse, and you've got the avoider, for lack of a better way to put it. Usually those tend to pull out into certain different classes, but you get the point. I'm actually not sure what's happening here. So yeah, Laxis would be the talker, Clotho is the workhorse. Now, let's assume that DJT is correct for a second, in his theory crafting, that the sisters don't actually control anything. What do you think Clotho actually does here with all the threads? Like, what's the... Is this just a chronicle kind of a situation? Because that'd be interesting. I don't need that. Yeah, that felt like a bug, but whatever, at this point. So now we're really getting into the pretty side of this.
Never meant for mortal hands.
I could see that. Just kind of keeping track of stuff. Especially since we do know they have the ability to time travel. Obviously, we do that, and we just did that a bit ago. And we did that earlier for the one suicide puzzle of Hystericalness. I mean, you joke, Alex, but there's almost always a talker in a good D&D party. Who it is kind of varies. Yeah, this is the one I was thinking of. You know, interestingly enough, nothing indicates that Kronos has power over time in this particular setting. Which is weird, but, you know, whatever. That looks like that hurts. Yeah, Kronos in this is... Like, he's a big dude, and he gives us this spell, and that's about all we get for Kronos in this setting. Listen, John. If I could accomplish it, it's not cheating. It's a creative usage of mechanics. He did gift them the Steeds of Time, so I'll give you that. This is gonna drop, yeah. Okay, my bad. Go back up. Go back up. That would make Kronos that would be the only reference to Kronos having anything to do with time in this setting. That looks like that hurts. I really don't feel bad for Clotho though, because honestly, screw her. If you know what I mean. I'm just saying, I want to have all the sex with Clotho, okay? That's just... Is that so wrong? That's a good question, Hyperspeed Folklore. I don't know. There's a lot of implication and not a lot of information in this game. In this setting, excuse me. So... I'm not sure. No, don't judge! Okay, no, you can judge. You can judge. Again, the whole point of this is to be just horrific. You'll also notice that to further emphasize for a moment here, to further emphasize the beautiful versus the ugly thing, you notice that the level leading right up to this, like the stage area, is this golden, perfectly polished marble with gold outlines and gemstones, and it's just this incredibly, ostentatious thing. And then we get in here, and it's like this dark, dank place with this blue overcast lighting and the webbing, the threads just all over the place. So even just purely visually in the background, they've got the rotting inside thing, like Baron just mentioned. Where am I at this point? Ah, right. Trying to remember where I'm at in the puzzle here. No, wait, come back. Come back. No, I'm not out. That's it. What step am I at right now? Ooh, that's weird. That's an interesting lack of sound effects. Yeah, I think our sound channel just got turned off. We might not hear her talk through the rest of this fight. We'll find out, I suppose. I don't know, we hear that, so that might be the voice acting channel. God damn it. Moving on, just moving on. It's the remaster. This is like the 5th large-scale glitch we've encountered. Which isn't great. Yeah, one of my favorite things in this game, and Django kept commenting on it too, is how many people Kratos is just like, eh. And then they, like, shove themselves in his face, threaten to kill him, or actively draw a weapon and try to kill him. Then Kratos kills them. What's really funny is if you pay attention, God of War 4 does the same thing, but even more so. In God of War 4, Kratos doesn't start a single fight in the entire game. We have voice acting, so that's good. Oh, we have sound back, too. Check it out. I don't know what this one does. Let's just play around a little bit here. Thanks. Don't actually need that, but appreciate it. Kind of the Dark Souls she can move fast thing going on here again. Come on. Right, got it. I'm not gonna try to block her. Oh, can I? Shoot, that's way easier. Yeah, Baldur 100% started the fight. And, I mean, there's other individuals, too, but Baldur kind of got the whole ball rolling. So thanks, Baldur. Appreciate that. Okay, look. Could you, like, go away? trying to remember where the exact spot was. Obviously forgetting here. Yeah, you see where this is going. Damn it. I actually didn't realize we were in QuickTime land. Come on. Okay. I was stuck on her terrain there for a second. Yes, that's what we're calling it now, is terrain. Let's try that again, and know that we're going to get into a UTE this time. Messed with me. She's literally 3 stories tall, Baron. Goodbye, Clotho. I don't know how horrifically evil you are, but based on context clues, I imagine it's a lot. Oh, absolutely, Grand Spectre. One of the things I find funniest is the best word to describe most of the characters in this game is hubris. The reason I find that funny is the core original definition of hubris is to challenge the gods. Paraphrased. Kratos, I don't think...
The power of the Fates resides within these great mirrors. Find your thread, and you will be able to control the mirrors, and use them as a gateway to return to the time when Zeus betrayed you.
There we go. And yeah, Kratos literally lost the intro because of his own hubris. I wonder what Zeus would have done if he just won. Okay, so very minor complaint. There is no reason for the fact that I can't jump over this and just go down. There is no reason to add this extra little time gate here of having to swim under these things. It's a minor thing, but every time I've played through this, it's like, why can't I just... Okay, whatever. We'll talk a little more about Athena later. That's an interesting one. Yeah. ironically, we are a full tilt berserker. And, not in a good way. From this point until the end of 3... Well, that's not quite true, but for the most part, Kratos is just going to be a ball of rage. I don't have a better word for it. Yeah, I know, this is why the earlier thing exists. I get it. Still stupid. Well, let me go down, at least. So, this is one of the best intros in gaming.
You continue to defy me? No matter. What? How can this be?
This is...
Sisters of Fate have aided you. Unexpected.
The sisters are dead.
I underestimated you. A mistake I do not intend to repeat.
Keep in mind, past Kratos is still down there. He's kind of hanging out. So, this spot may look a little familiar. So this is the actual final boss.
The true power of a god.
I remember this fight very badly, so we're going to see how we think of it this time around. This is the other negative I thought I might give this game. We'll see. One thing I do like is they don't really call out the symbolism on display here. The symbolism's there. It's very overt. But they don't bother to shove it in your face and say, hey! Hey, think about it. Think about what's happening here. Oh my gosh. Isn't that crazy that this is going on? Oh. Like, I could just picture in like a typical Hollywood film, it'd be like, I can't believe this is the spot where Kronos was trying to kill his own child, and now Zeus is trying to kill his own child here. It's insane, right? Whoa! You know what I'm talking about. I should probably actually be paying attention, because I'm getting shreked! Okay, so I was kind of deliberately moving it over here because I was curious if it would have the same thing we had earlier, where it had infinite range. Looks like it does, so I continue to be wrong. Would you, like, not? Oh my god, ladies. There's only so much of me to go around here, okay? Oh yeah, my primary attack in this fight is going to be Kronos' Rage against Zeus. I am absolutely doing that on purpose, by the way. There's a couple other ways you can do this. Damn it. Really too slow.
for me.
Damn! Can't believe I remembered that pattern, too. That's the no-cell pattern that I did during his phase 2, I guess? He's got like 5 phases. Oh, missed. Come on. Come on! Let me know the taste of Granddad here. Give me that.
I have come to kill you, Zeus!
Okay, he lives through that. Like you do.
Not let you destroy Sparta.
So, I should probably mention that we actually don't change history at all here. Just to jump in there. I should be doing this. Did I upgrade this thing yet? Yep. Well, no, I'm serious. What happens here is we go back, make all this happen, but then past us goes ahead and does all the stuff that we did.
No match for me. I will
Rays
show
of the
you no
Titans drive your
mercy.
blade.
Shut up, Gaia. Anyway, so past us, so all we're doing is kind of throwing a little needle into time, but we don't actually alter anything. In fact, I'm going to point that out later, too. No, we kind of don't, Baron. That's the funny thing. They even set this up. I'm actually impressed they bothered to. I'll point it out when we get there. No, we don't kill Zeus in this game. He's still in the third game. Would you, like, attack me, please? No? Okay. Have some lightning to the face. Oh, wow. I mean, it makes sense. From what I understand, they had 2 and 3 planned out when they made 2. So unlike 1, where they were just kind of leaving, you know, bricks to pick up. Right. Actually forgot about that. Thank you. So they can actually do stuff. They can actually leave hints and the like. And, see, if Gaia hadn't been yammering on the whole game, this would have been the perfect time to have Gaia say, "Use the rage of the Titans, Kratos." And I might have actually listened to her. Instead, I've learned to ignore her. Like that old grandmother that won't shut up.
I told you I would make you pay for what you did.
Yeah, now to screw up the QTE. Oh no, we've got another big phase, don't we? My bad. Then we'll do the QTE I'm going to fail at. A long fight.
Playing with you, Kratos.
I don't know if Kratos would make a good Sith. Zeus would. Oh no, I'm failing! I'm failing! I give up. I give up. Oh.
Release me from this torment of mine.
I will release you from your life, my son, but your torment is just beginning.
And then we're dead.
I am through playing with...
That was on purpose. Sorry, that was on purpose. I shouldn't have done that. This is another example of how Zeus is just really messed up evil. Supposedly, his opponent has surrendered, and so he's going to torture him forever. Because screw you. something about this just really bothers me. I don't know.
Release me from this torment of my
Okay, now I have to actually pay attention to this.
life, my son. But your torment is just beginning.
Okay, that was not on purpose.
I am through playing with your great...
See, I hit the X button. And you're probably thinking, no you didn't. On the SNES, the X button is the top one. Probably Lateria. Or just hand him to Hades, so his soul can be tormented forever. Take a pick, really.
Release me from this torment of mine.
I will release you from your life, my son. But
Let's try to actually not screw this up.
just
It's
begin.
B. This part is I can't enjoy the scene because I'm paying so much attention to the QTEs.
You cannot do this, Kratos!
Tina, what are you doing?
Stand against me, Athena!
I do not wish to fight you, Kratos, but I will defend Olympus!
Know this, my son. You have started a war you cannot possibly win. The fates have already deemed me victorious.
No, Kratos! Stop!
Athena! No! Why do you sacrifice yourself?
To save Olympus.
I do not seek to destroy Olympus. Only Zeus.
Zeus is Olympus.
He brought this to himself.
Because of fear, Kratos.
He really did.
A fear felt by his father, Kronos. A fear that wrought the Great War. A fear that drove Zeus to kill you. His own son.
His son.
Okay,
Just
sorry,
as
spoilers.
Zeus was compelled to destroy his father, Kronos. You are compelled to do the same. No son should destroy his own father.
No. I have no father.
God after God will deny you, Kratos. They will protect Zeus. Zeus must live so that Olympus will prevail.
If all on Olympus will deny me my vengeance, then all on Olympus will die. I have lived in the shadow of the gods for long enough. The time of the gods has come to an end.
Remember, Kratos, you have the power to control time itself.
We're not quite done yet. Now, I really like this, even though it is admittedly kind of stupid. Zeus is horrifically evil, right? And there are several gods who actually acknowledge that and admit that. Several of whom aren't even happy about it. But they all go along with it, because Zeus represents the most fundamental thing of the way this thing works. The system. And the other gods benefit from the system. So they're all willing to defend Zeus for the same reason people are willing to follow, such things in real life. Yeah, Kratos, as the god of war, could have benefited the same way, but by that point, he was already gone. He was not super happy. I mean, he'd already committed suicide, for God's sakes. There's another niggle to Athena we'll talk about later in God of War 3. Tomorrow. Come on, game. Come on, game. I told you she'd be here, Kay. You didn't believe me. Talk about that tomorrow, Venters.
Gaia!
How does she hear him? So I love this shot because it really emphasizes her size. Watch this. Watch this. Still on approach. Start to see the trees. Still on approach. Still on approach. Look at that.
Been expecting you, Ghost of Sparta. The gods are far too powerful for us to defeat now.
All on Olympus tremble at my name. Zeus is weak. Ares and Athena are dead, and I wield the blade. We can win the...
Yeah, Gaia's overlooking the fight, not actually involved in it.
Together, we will destroy the petty gods, and we will see Olympus crumble before us. Come with me, Gaia. Return to my time.
And watch the background.
Victory awaits.
See that little shield as they disappear? That was there the last time we saw that cutscene.
Than this one fallen mortal. But we are the gods. We whom the mortals worship. We who rule over this land. We who will not be swept aside by this petulant fool. Brothers, put aside the petty grievances that have splintered us for so long.
Love that beard.
We will unite, we will stand together, and I will wipe out this plague. Olympus will prevail.
Unfortunately, there is going to be a bit of a pause before we start 3, because I have to do a video. But we will be playing 3 tomorrow, don't worry. Oh, this ending pissed me off so much. In a good way. But also in a really frustrating way.
Zeus, your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
To be continued. But yeah, it's pretty clear Gaia had planned all this out way in advance. How much of that is due to visions? How much of that is due to, you know, planning? That's whatever. Oh, it pissed me off for the same reason cliffhangers usually piss me off. God damn it! It was a while, too. I forget how long. But it was a bit of a wait between this and 3. And yeah, cliffhangers also piss me off because several times they don't get followed up on. So you got 3 years. 3 years I had to wait for this. I was pumped for 3. I actually replayed 2 on Titan, and then failed at it. And then replayed 2 on Easy, because I was running out of time before I played 3, before 3 showed up. So, I'm afraid DJT is going to be very disappointed here, because there's going to be positive just being ricocheted all over here for the sequence of events we just went through. So let's go down the list, shall we? And yeah, if you're paying attention, that is actually Type 1 time travel. No, really, I've thought it out. I'll talk about it during the rumination, but the timeline actually does make sense with no alterations, which is weird. There are 2 issues with it, which we'll actually bring up in 3, because they're not issues until 3, if that makes any sense. Pretty sure both PSP games came out before 3. Okay. Oh, I'm wrong, apparently. When did the PSP games come out? And which ones goes to Sparta? I know Chains of Olympus came out before 3. I need someone to just barrage Nero's ass with donuts, if you would, please. Hey, here's the Remaster crew. Hey, Remaster crew. You gave this game a negative by yourselves. Just letting you know. There's a worse bug, Django? We literally had a hard lock. Oh. Yeah, no, that would be a game breaker. Although we did encounter another game breaker, but we fixed that one. That's true, Django. I think Athena was uncertain if she could kill the other gods. And I'm pretty sure Athena was 100% certain that the Titans wouldn't work with her. The Titans would only work with their chosen pawn. So, good reason to keep Kratos around. Oh, absolutely, Litario. Zeus was a jackass. Yes, please. That's an interesting question, Hyperspeed Folklore. Unfortunately, my answer is I don't have enough information to answer. Which I forget what that's called. There's a specific math term for that. Not enough info. You know, blank plus blank equals 5. The answer is not enough info. Or unsolvable. There's a term for that. Oh, absolutely, Trihexia. Okay, so, as we talked about yesterday, it's the difficulty you did and easier. Would you like to play using the unlocked Blade of Olympus, Urns of Power, and all your magic and weapon levels? Yes, please! Costumes. God of War, my personal favorite. Hydra Armor. And those are the only two I unlocked. You can play as Athena, too. God of War is the best.
By defeating Ares, Kratos, the once mortal warrior, became the new...
If you haven't seen the God of War thing, you need to. We'll show it off briefly.
He soon found himself alone on Olympus, shunned by his fellow gods.
Athena! You will!
I love the pun, too.
Don't let him open the door! The battle is ours!
So, yeah. We technically had these moves last time around, but our power rating is a little bit higher than it was last time. Also, as you can see, we actually have everything we had last time. We can also level the Blade of Olympus, which you can't do until New Game Plus, but... I love that attack. Just turns enemies into orbs. Directly. No cost. You just do it. I mean, it's an animation lock. Now, you can only get so many out of a certain enemy. That's the downside.
By the gods, he's killed them all! He still has some of the powers of a god! Run!
It's actually called Divine Sacrifice, which is a wonderful pun. Well, not pun. Joke, if you think about it. Because you're not sacrificing anything, but they are. As is their job. It is the place of mortals to sacrifice for the gods. For the gods. Sorry, for the gods. Oh, dude, Django, you should have seen me. I was simultaneously angry and just jazzed for 3. Me and my friend Gary actually... So I kind of talked about this as an aside, but... and I'll talk about this when we get to the playthrough of 3. Whoops. Excuse me. But yeah, we were ready to go. Much hoip was to be had. Anyway, so. Good New Game Plus. Not a great New Game Plus, but it is a good New Game Plus. And that's a plus. That's how that works. Now we gotta talk about the narrative. Great. You know what's funny is I can't think of a great New Game Plus, but I can think of an excellent New Game Plus. That's Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is a 3+ to New Game Plus category. But yeah, changing up, letting you decide what to carry forward and how, letting you decide when to carry forward, little details like that. Chrono Trigger, for example, will probably get a second positive for New Game Plus. Purely because of the fact that it allows you to carry forward New Game Plus whenever. D3's already funded, my man. So is D2. Not D1, though. Anyways, narrative. Oh, yes. Thank you. We're going to go ahead and lock down the guesses right now. Let me pull up the guess sheet here. Yeah, well, the internet's dumb and stupid. Don't listen to the internet. D3, when we reviewed it, is going to be a massive plus to gameplay game. As most Blizzard games will be. That's just how that's going to be. I'm just going to let you know that right up front. Not sure about the story axis, but the gameplay is going to be through the freaking roof. I'll let you all get in a few more seconds if you want to get in a guess right now. So go ahead and get in a guess on the sheet. Well, you see, Trihexia, it's because of stupidity. Actually, the original reason is the real money auction house. That is the real reason, bar none. The fact that that's gone now, well, let's just say that getting rid of an online requirement is harder to do than it sounds. They still should do it. But whatever. Okay. External continuity. Now, this only applies to how 1 is applied to 2. Any thoughts other than DJT? I know your thoughts. But does anybody else have any other thoughts here? Do you know what a carnivore is? So let's actually go down the list. Continuity with 1. There's the Barbarian King. There's, just realized something. We became the God of War from the first game. I feel like that's it. Anything else? So, we do have infinite magic, by the way. And infinite rage of the Titans. We can also eventually earn those 2. Or those 4, excuse me. But, infinite magic. I don't feel like I need to explain this mode at all. Yeah, we can start using this mode right now. Why not? Yeah, that's the have fun mode. I actually agree. You could play this game without playing the first game and lose nothing. I mean that. Unlike... So, okay. This one's a little bit tricky. It's kind of like Kingdom Hearts. In Kingdom Hearts, there's certain specific games you can remove from your playthrough, and you don't really lose anything. But some of them you really should play for future games. It's the same thing here. For example, I think 4, specifically, would be massively damaged if you didn't play 2. But 1 and 3 don't really impact 4 all that much, weirdly enough. But at the same time, if you play 2, you really should play 3. So 2 connecting to 3 and 2 connecting to 4 means 2, 3, 4 is pretty much a guarantee. But 1? 1's whatever. Well, hang on, let me actually pull up the audit sheet here. Oh, that's bright. Let's hit story first, shall we? So... Atmosphere and tone. Yeah. No, I agree, Nero's, which I guess I just said. But that's my official professional recommendation. Play 2, 3, and 4. 1, it's up to you. It's not that terrible a game, I think I showed that. But it really is kind of unnecessary for the rest of the series. It literally plays differently. Some of the literal button usages are different, which kept throwing me at the beginning of the game, if you remember. Oh yeah, I gave you all a minute to guess. Your minute has expired 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I would call 1 unessential but inoffensive. Unessential but unoffensive. There we go, that's better. Excuse me. I mean, there's a reason the first game Lorium now exists. I don't usually mean the first game as an insult. It's more like, hey, so yeah, here's your first attempt. Good job? Sort of. Wow. I'm invited to some stupid Patreon thing I'm never going to go to. Going down the list here. You got it, Don Crow. If you donate $5 right now, I'll give you all the early access shots of me stripping naked while, I don't know, what do they do? Well, dressed as a video game character. I don't freaking know. Well, dressed as Kratos. Wait. So, okay. Let's talk about something for a second. Yeah, I just stand there like... Kane lives! Or, I mean, hi. So. External continuity. We need to lock this down. The definition of external continuity is whether or not the game we're reviewing, which is 2, is improved or made worse by its usage of external continuity. Whether it's another game, or a show, or a comic book, or a book, or whatever. So, here's the brass tacks. Is this game made worse by its retcons and changes from 1? That's the core question. So if anybody wants to jump in on that who is not DJT, please do so, because I am looking forward to some thoughts on that. And the only reason I say not DJT is because he's made his thoughts clear. I already know his thoughts. So we've got, okay, let me think about this. Chains of Olympus kind of does. Ghost of Sparta, I don't believe does at all. Ascension, I don't know anything about because it doesn't exist. There we go. Humor. Yeah, there's no humor in this game. Okay, that's not true. There was the guy showing up that one time, but that's not a full positive. I remembered. I remembered. I don't remember if he's in 3. I don't know 3 nearly as well as 2. Like I said, I only played it the one time. He's okay. I'll be watching for him. I know he's not in 4. You will never reach the sisters. The opening of the box. So that's an interesting point, DJT. I think I actually agree with you on that specific point, but that doesn't apply for this game. That applies for 3. So that'll come up in 3. And we'll talk about that when we get there. Like, you notice they didn't even mention Pandora's Box in this one. It might Trihexia, and it should. It's God of War 2. Okay. No real of that. Internal continuity. Yeah, okay. Intro was great. Lighting for storytelling purposes, not really. Localization doesn't apply. Missions don't apply. Scroll forward a little bit. Gave a plus for music direction because the music accents the scenes. Raw. Yeah, let's be clear. What Zeus in this game is a one-note character, just like Kratos. Zeus is evil, and that is kind of it. No reason or logic is given for it. He's evil. The end. Come back to that. Hey, James Carmichael, it has been a minute. Narrative pacing. It's better than the first game, but I don't think it's actually positive worthy. Not in narrative sense. Because the gameplay pacing is far better than the narrative pacing, so we're just going to skip over that. The core plot is whatever. None of that, none of that. Sequencing is okay. Yeah, the only thing we're given in this game is that he fears us because, well, because the Fates told him to be. That's actually what that is. I'm telling you, the Fates are the most interesting story point of this entire game. I would say God of War 2... I actually just said this literally like 5 minutes ago, James Carmichael. God of War 2 and 3 are absolutely worth playing. Especially in regards of God of War 4. How do we feel about the voice acting? Yeah, we'll actually meet another of Zeus's sons in 3. Yeah, we'll do this. I mean, the voice acting is definitely way better than the first game. That's true. Kill me, Kratos. Kill me. Alright, so that's all that. So there's one last thing to debate, and that's the outro, narratively. So, you know, Zeus is like, rah, and then Athena's like, no! And then Kratos is like, why? And then Athena's like, system! And Kratos is like, death to system. And then, these are not long games, Ross. And then, yeah, and then we Gaia's like, I planned this whole thing out from the very beginning. And Kratos is like, I'm not paying attention to that because I'm an idiot. I mean, completely bound by rage. And then we have the final charge on Olympus, to be continued. I have to give the outro at least one positive. I have to. If absolutely nothing else, for literally the vibe, epicness, and just pumping upness. I don't know what else to call that. I have to. That's unavoidable. Now, I have already given the time travel a negative, because there's a niggle there, and I'm going to talk about that in more detail in the rumination. But that outro is just, you know... Yeah, in the rumination, I'll be talking about my secret, for how to save money on your car insurance. I don't know. What do people want nowadays? Yeah, I'm actually a little bit sad that I have to wait until tomorrow to play God of War 3, but there's no way. Like, NFTs, there'll be NFTs in... No. Yeah, most of the characters were non-characters. I think this is actually shorter than the first game. You listen, you could play to earn. You could make money while playing video games. Isn't that what you want? I'll take a cut too, because that's what I want. I want you to work for me as I sell you crap. Yeah, it's more or less, I shouldn't say more or less, it is literally a pyramid scheme. This game was just barely longer than God of War 1. And considering how much more time I was taking, that's interesting. I think it's technically a shorter game. Doing some math, don't mind me. Gameplay. Whoops. Expand the lore of the series to the detriment of character. Did he succeed at that? Yes and no. Part of the problem is a lot of the lore background stuff, which I will, of course, be talking about in the rumination. It's all implication. And vague implicate. Too vague, let me put it frankly. I like a good implication, don't mistake me. Not everything needs to be laid. And then, you don't need to have, as you know. But I do think a lot of the pieces are just kind of left a little bit too disconnected. So, better world building than the first game, certainly. And honestly, probably worse characterization than the first game. So, I suppose that's a success. Gameplay! Alright, so. Doesn't apply, doesn't apply. Already gave a plus. No additional audio spam. What do you know? This is going to be a really high rating game. Backtracking, non-existent. Bestiary, nope. Bosses. I need to give another boss plus here. Give me Kratos. I will always remember Prometheus in this game. For all the wrong reasons. Goodness. We have the bugs. Negative. I don't think this is going to beat Psychonauts 2, but we'll see. Builds. Camera choices. Co-op controls. Core combat. Scroll forward. Doesn't really apply. Did have that. That's a plus. That's a negative. Doesn't apply, doesn't apply, doesn't apply. Yes. And yes to both of those. That makes perfect sense. Prometheus gives us the rage of the Titans. Kill me, Kratos. Kill me. Kill me, Kratos. Kill me. Kill me, Kratos. Kill me. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I'm doing... Part of the reason I like the audit sheet is I can look at other games and say, how well does this compare to other games? But I'd say based on what I'm seeing here, this is not a too positive range. So we're just going to go and do that. Every time he pops the rage, kill me, Kratos, kill me. No fast. Where's the freaking cursor? There we go. Sorry, losing my place here. Scroll forwards. No grinding. No town. None of that, none of that. I already paused with that. Actually, surprisingly good itemization. Yeah, honestly, a lot of the story positive this game has gotten is down to presentation, not actual, plot. In fact, at a glance, I would say only one of the pluses to story are for, what most people think of when they think of story. All the others are for presentation. In short, I do kind of agree with you, DJT. Even if not on specifics, I do in generics. Let me look at something else here. Compare and contrast. I think 2 is justified. I'm curious how 3 is going to score narratively. I really am. I know back when 3 came out, the reviewers, those old professional reviewers, all bashed 3's story, so it'll be curious to see how much I disagree with them. Or agree. Who knows? Okay. Scroll forward a little bit. We did give... Yep. Sorry, I'm being quiet. Normally I'd go through this vocally, but there's no reason to say out loud. So let's see. Does the map get a plus to gameplay? No, because there is none. I will say one thing. This is the final reason I think God of War 4 so perfectly fits 1 through 3. Think of this like berserker intensity, okay? So there's 1, and then there's 2, and then there's 3, and then there's 4. And this makes for a very satisfying contrast across the series. New Game Plus Plus. Outro. I think I gave something for that. Yes. Yes, okay. Yep. Replayability. Now we know this is going to get at least 1 plus for replayability. I'm not sure it deserves a second one, though. What do we think? That's a no. That's a no. Doesn't apply. Doesn't apply. Cutscenes are skippable. We got to debate that one, too. And that one. So, Yeah, I'm kind of thinking just 1 plus, honestly. Because, you know me, the requirement for that second, and indeed that third plus, is far more strict. The amount of stuff you have to do to justify a second plus, never mind a third. In fact, I don't think we've ever covered a game that got a third positive for replayability. And I am correct, we never have. 3 pluses for replayability is something like Civilization. Right? That's what it takes to get to 3 pluses on that axis. But 1 plus, absolutely. Yeah, MMOs. Ironically, FF14 did not get replayability. How's that for fun? What's funny is we debated that while we were reviewing it, and most people agreed with me. It's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't go back through it again if I'd given a choice. Anyways, we got a couple other things to debate here. One of which, scroll forward. Oh, no, actually, I guess that's not. We have nothing else to debate. Nothing. The Sims would get no replayabilities. The Sims 2 would get no replayabilities. The Sims 3 would get 3 replayabilities. Any questions? Oh god, don't get me started on Star Wars Galaxies. Why 3? Because 3 is actually a good game. And also allows you to do things like inhabit a neighborhood with entirely, Sims of your own making. So every Sim in that neighborhood is someone you designed and can play as. Yeah. Endless Space 2, would it be at least 2 pluses? I'm not sure about past that. Apparently we gave that to Horizon New Dawn. Sorry, I'm checking something really quick. Banjo-Tooie and Mario Sunshine and Return of the Obra Dinn and the Magic Circle. This is interesting. Oh, and Pokemon Shield. That makes sense. That makes sense. VTMB 1, Elden Ring. Yeah, okay. I think I could be convinced to give a plus for that. Let's do it. This will be the final plus. Visual continuity in gameplay design as a method of aiding navigation. This is most notable on the island. Okay. So that's 45 pluses to gameplay. Anyways, let's figure out a golden number here, shall we? Don't do it yet. I gotta do some math first. And we'll see who guessed correctly. Alright, so we have this. 16 to story. 2 of which are for the actual story, as mentioned earlier. The only story negative we gave for the story, too, while we're on the subject. Yeah, Psychonauts 2 was just 2 games ago. Okay, now you can give me a drum roll. Drum roll, please. And as a bonus question, do you think this beats Psychonauts 2? That's damn high. But it did not beat Psychonauts 2. 173.35. That still puts it way up there. In fact, I believe that puts it in the number 6 slot overall right now. That's really high of a score. And I stand by that completely. Because this is one of those games where I thought it was going to be good. And then I went through with analysis mode, and it absolutely was that good. So let's see, 173.35. What do we got here? 173.35. 173. Yeah, but like Psychonauts is one step above it in the list so far. 173. 173. I think Trihexia does have it. And I am correct. Trihexia wins! Dante's Inferno. Veto. I'm not going to play Dante's Inferno on camera. So if you have another pick, Trihexia, I'll go ahead and put it towards that. I'm not playing Dante's Inferno. Screw that game. If you want a reason why, that's my reason. Screw that game. Okay. I'll put it towards WinX Club. Or Winx Club, or however you pronounce it. Let's see here. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been God of War 2. I'm going to go and put together a video of this later today in about 2 hours. There's going to be another stream. That'll be on Guido's channel, but I'll be hosting it here. I'll be announcing it in the Discord. That'll be our D&D stream, of course, where you can see us die horribly. Other than that, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be playing one I am very curious for and very excited for, God of War 3, which we'll actually be playing on the PS4, so that should be fun too. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see y'all